this, Eliza?
So my journey has been very long and it's been full of lots of struggles. I'd say it's about 20 years in the making, of which 10 years, let's say 12 years have been very intensive in trying to find my voice as a mentor and a coach and a teacher of meditation and all sorts of things.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's been full of struggles because I've had health problems and mental problems. So I sort of had to fix myself and now know how to help others.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Also, so the main challenge was, well, like your personal challenges to say.
Yeah, I've had many personal challenges. I think if I look at it now, it was the universe's way of teaching me how to understand problems, you know.
Okay,
So I come from a very difficult family. There's been lots of upheaval in my home situation. I've had to move many times.
mm,
Um, I've had struggles with relationships with my own children, and then also my physical health went really bad. And at the same time, I was studying to self-improve because the main aim in my life is self-improvement, you know.
okay,
Um, Not because I think a human being is ever broken or needs to be fixed, but I believe that it's every human being's right to live their fullest life, you know.
yes, yes,
Have all the dreams we have and all the things that we like to do and the yearnings we have. And there's still voices inside that keep saying, you want to try more, you want to taste more, you want to live more, you want to be more, you know.
mm.
So that's the reason why I always kept looking for answers and kept looking for people, and I would bug everybody in different cultures, different places, different, through books and formal courses, but then also through the people I've met in my life.
Okay. And how's it going so far since you started?
I think the result has been very nice. but, but it was definitely not smooth sailing, you know.
Okay,
It's like the road starts very dusty and full of rocks and a lot of obstacles. Um, and I think if I look back, life is more about how we get over our obstacles than it is about not having obstacles, because there are always obstacles, there are always challenges, there are always things that come and make life a little bit difficult.
definitely, yes.
And it's about, having the right mindset and having the right tools to say, yes, I can do this. I can do this. I know I can. I've got support from
Yes,
people, from schools, from organizations, from whatever that is. And I can take that support. I think a
yes,
lot of the times in my life, the biggest challenge was that I didn't know that I could take support, that I could ask for help. And there's always people who are willing to help.
of course, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds interesting actually. So, looking at it, uh, who exactly do you serve?
I've got diverse clients because when I started, I wanted to do more meditation and the spiritual side, but life has thrown me into a lot of situations where it has become about more than that, business people and real life situations,
Yeah,
So my life has become about how does our spiritual journey come into the reality of our life, family,
okay,
work, money, job, all the difficulty, paying taxes, all those things that maybe we don't always want to do. But how does that spirituality mix with these things that seem so real and can sometimes be very tough and can feel like, it's the ugly bits of life for some people. And also some people who work in the business world sometimes think that spirituality cannot meet you in your job space, you know? It's like we've cut the one off from the other. So my job has become to be in service of these people who would like to see their life more integrated, where I work is part of who I am, and who I am is part of what I work. So I'm not working for a company. I'm working for the self, myself that is growing and transforming and transcending and transmuting a lot of things in my life. Um, and I've seen in people's lives when the spiritual dimensions of our life start to combine with the work we are doing, We start to achieve more because we're achieving for ourselves. We
Yes.
set different goals. We set different plans. You know, when you're just working for a boss and you're saying yes, no, yes, no, we don't get that fulfillment in our life. But when I'm starting to work for myself and my spiritual goals and my financial goals, my mental goals, my emotional goals, my physical goals, then life starts to become a bit different. You see?
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Okay. Okay. And how exactly are you achieving this, Elisa? Do you offer courses? How
Yeah.
exactly
So
are you doing it?
So at the moment, I've got certain packages that I offer. You know, like if I work with a company, I only work with small companies. You know,
Okay.
I've never done big corporate companies. Um, Small companies in a mentor-based setup where it's about wellness of the company and wellness of a company and the employees of a company is not just about bringing meditation classes in or doing some yoga or doing some breathing or going on a fun activity.
Mhm.
Wellness means that the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual component of the company, as well as the employees and the leaders of that institution, are well in all of those dimensions. So I broke them up into four components so that it kind of becomes easier to look at what is this thing that is a company and what is the thing that is the human within the company. And how do these dynamics work between teammates, between leaders and employees, um, and in terms of the values, the visions, and the missions of the company. You know, I believe very strongly that if a company has set out their values in a very clear way, the choices the company makes become easier because you know there are certain things that you're not going to do, but
Yes.
there are
Yes.
all these things that you can do, and there's all these things and all these people who are going to help in that journey, these values, and it helps the employees as well. You say like, okay, when I have to make a decision and the leaders are not there, is this the right decision for the company? No, because it doesn't fall in the value system. We don't do that. Or yes, this is great. This is exactly where the boat wants to go. And then, wellness becomes if the leaders are well, the employees are well, you know, we
Yes. Of
start to
course.
look at we start to look at wellness in a different way, you know. So I'm not for stick-ons. You know, like I call well-being can sometimes be like a bit of a plaster that companies stick on. They'll do something cool for the employees, but then that'll be that.
Okay.
I believe that the leadership has to be well in order for the employees to be well, and
Well,
that
also.
the connection, the relationship, and the communication between these have to be very strong. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
yeah.
No, that's quite interesting. So, so in doing this, do we have what you can some common problems that you've been facing, like in reaching these small businesses?
Yeah. So, in small businesses and in companies that suddenly start growing, or, somebody will have a vision and start a small company, and then suddenly they need an extra employee, or they need this, and they need that, and it's just growing too quickly, or it's not growing at all, is the chaos that
Mhm.
comes with creating a new dream, you know? We can sit and we can see our dream, but then we need to start implementing. And a lot of the time when we start implementing, there's a lot of sort of quick fixes and this and this and that. And after a year or two, you kind of, okay, but what is it I'm doing? I had this dream, I'm starting, I started running and things went well or things didn't went well. Where am I now?
Yeah.
So I find often that in small companies, there's no stop point where there's a pause to reflect on what is it where I started, how is it that has evolved, and what are the obstacles that I face now, because the obstacles always change. In the beginning, it's like you need to set up the company, there are certain obstacles, and then as you start working with what you're doing, these obstacles change. And if there's no pause, it becomes more and more chaotic. It's like the next choice you make is already set up from a point of chaos, and then the next. But if there's sufficient tools at that point to pause and to reflect and to say, okay, here's where I started. These were my values. This was the nuts and the bolts of the company.
Yeah.
This is the dreams now. maybe the dream has shifted a bit. Maybe you've realized, okay, I need to change course in this direction, that direction, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But for me, that pause is often lacking, you know, because there's pressure, there's financial pressure, there's social pressure, there's client pressure, there's so many pressures that are going on, and it starts to become a cooking pot.
Mm,
And that pause button is never pushed because a lot of companies feel that you can't push it. If you push a pause button, then it feels like the whole thing is going to explode. But where the bomb is, and this is sort of like a bit of a holy nectar, is if we do pause
mm,
and we take mentorship, we take coaching, we take someone with an outside perspective, and we say, okay, look, here's the nuts and the bolts, here's my values, here's my vision, here's my mission, here's the things that worked, here's the things that didn't work, here's the next set of short term, medium term, long term, and to just recreate the map of the
mm,
company.
mm.
It works wonders, you know.
That
And
makes so much sense.
the pause doesn't mean shutting down the company. The pause means taking support.
Mm.
That's what pause means, you know. So yeah.
Okay, okay. No, that makes so much sense. I can see that you are really on top of your game in what you do. And also, uh, given all your success so far, what can you say you've learned from them?
Well, you know, success is always a twofold thing. Success helps us to grow because it's like you say, oh, cool, wow, I did it, you know. Like even if I look at my company, like in the beginning, I didn't think it was possible. You know,
Yeah,
when I started, it's like, oh my gosh, I don't think it's possible. I've got to try. I've got this dream. I've got to try. I've got to try. And then every small success on the way is like, oh my God, I got my first client. Oh my God, I got my first company. Oh my God, this happened, you know? And celebrating success, that's very important. You know, celebrating it and saying, wow, this is working. Look, the universe is supporting me. We're going somewhere.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it mightn't always be where we think it was. It mightn't always end where we think we want it to end. But if you can mark those successes and you invite people, you say, wow, I had this dream. Look, now I've done this. I got my first client. And they
yeah.
say, now I'm going to try again. Now I'm going to get my second client. I'm going to get my 10th client. When you get your 100th client, you like celebrate again. So you
Mm,
keep the joy in the work you're doing. Because that's one of the successes that I'd say in my life is I'm now able to keep the joy in that. Joy is not happiness. Happiness is something that you buy yourself a nice coffee, you can be happy, or you know, you go visit your friend, you can be happy.
yeah,
But joy is an energy that we can sustain by having a correct mindset. So I might wake up in the morning, I'll be like, oh my God, you know, so many stresses. But I first need to fix my mindset. I need to find one place inside of myself that says, yes, I can. Yes, I can.
okay, okay.
Even if it's small, soft voice, it might be so soft. You'll be like, oh, I can't hear. But you connect with that in the morning. Say, yes, I can. And to breathe that in. You know, the breath plays an important role in our stress levels. So I breathe in, yes, I can in the morning. I say, yes, I have support. Yes, the universe is here for me. This is going to work. Even if it's just 1 minute. And then I go in the day and I have a mindset that says, yes, I can, instead of a mindset that says, oh my God, this is overwhelming. This is too much for me. I don't know how to, I don't know where to go. You see, overwhelm breaks us down. It really breaks us down. But when my mindset is correct, I can keep, I can keep working. I can keep working. And then the other thing about joy is when you get to the end of the day, you know, and you lie down in your bed and you say, okay, what happened today that was great? And
Yeah,
you say, okay, this and this and this. And you never say what happened today was bad. You just kick that word. You say, what happened today that caused some obstacles? Yeah.
okay, okay.
And then I say, today I did my best.
Yeah,
And now I let it rest. You know?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
often we don't end the day. A company can be so taxing because especially if it's your own company, you know, everything goes into it. Eventually everything is going into this dream, it's going into this dream. And every day we need to rest. We have to rest. We have to trust that tomorrow I can start again and
Mhm.
try and overcome these obstacles and try and have certain successes. At the end of the day, I must rest. I have to find a way to sleep. I have to
Yes.
find a way to breathe, come into myself, to congratulate myself for trying. Because the fact is, anyone who starts a company, that's a miracle already. Having the courage to say, I'm doing this, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if we can remind ourselves, like, wow, I'm stepping in there, I'm having the courage, I am trying. And to
Mm,
go to bed, to remember that when we go to bed,
mm, mm.
dreams will be better, sleep will be better. Like at some point in my life, I even put stickers up in the wall. I would write little notes to myself. Remember, you are trying, you are trying.
Yeah, so that you remind yourself time and time again.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you had to start all over again, what do you think you can be able to do differently?
I would have less doubt.
Okay.
Uh, I think doubt sort of eats away at our courage.
Yeah.
And if I look back, no matter what I tried, something happened. It mightn't have happened the way I wanted to, but something happened. I learned something, I changed, I evolved. I made a
Mm,
big step, then I made a small step, then I made a bit of a messy step, but something happened. So I would tell myself, don't doubt yourself. You know?
beautiful.
Just do your best every day. Just set up a good plan, have your steps, and do them. Just keep
Yeah,
going.
beautiful.
Yeah, and the other one is, there's a lot of pressure in the world around making a success and then making a lot of money, all these things. Success is also small things, like
Yeah.
once you've made a small step in your business, that is also a success,
Mm,
and
mm.
like I said before, to celebrate those things and not just always look at, oh, one day I'm going to be successful. I think every day is a success if we are trying our best.
Okay.
And that takes a lot of pressure off.
Beautiful. Beautiful. No, there's so much hope for Eliza. So if I have to ask you the best advice that you've ever gotten, do you have anything that you can share with us?
Best advice ever. Wow. um, yeah, I think it's twofold. It's
Okay.
having faith in myself. Somebody said, if you don't have faith in yourself, how can you have faith in the world? How can you have trust that anything will happen for you? You know,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
so it's by having faith in myself. Um, for me, that's also faith in the universe.
Mm,
Whatever you want to call that, how they believe. I believe that I have support. You know, um,
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
I think it's very important.
Well, it's actually very important because I can resonate with that. If you're talking about faith, because you have to take the lead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, uh, I agree with what you are saying. So where can our listeners get to learn more about you? If they want to contact you, if they want to read more about you, or where
Right.
can you direct them?
So what I do in my business is I have a discovery call with people for an hour where I
Okay.
just chat, see where they are in their life, what their company needs, what they need personally. Sometimes setting up a company can involve a lot of personal issues as well.
Okay.
So I offer that. I offer that it's on me, to all clients, to anybody who would like to access me. And
Okay.
then from there, we discuss what it is that you need. Somebody might need a corporate well package, somebody might need mentorship for a few months, somebody might need, a once off session. That depends. And then we sort of see how that map looks for you at this time in your life because it changes.
Yes, yes, of course.
And then around that, obviously, the things I offer packages and certain wellness programs, and there's certain courses and all these things. My website is under construction at the minute a bit, but it is open. So
Mm,
uh, it's www.ishvara, ISHVARA dot And there's also a button there to book an appointment. To contact me, you can schedule an appointment or just drop me an email. Any way you wish to communicate is free. And also LinkedIn, I'm on LinkedIn under Elizabeth Barkhout, Berkhout.
Okay,
And
okay.
let me take it from there.
All right. No, that's beautiful, Eliza. Okay, before you go, let me get this straight. So I get mostly the point of servicing small businesses. So do you have something for individual people, let's say corporate people? Do you have something for them as well? Or you're
Yes.
just catered for business?
No, my first preference and love is working with individuals
Okay.
and helping them with all the dimensions of life, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. This includes, stressors in our life, obstacles in our life, also traumas, things that are keeping us back, things that somehow we can't clear and doesn't allow us to come into our full self and to live the life we want to. Because we all have little things inside, often it's just a voice. It says, no, I can't do this, or no, I'm not worthy, or no, I don't have any value, or whatever that voice is. And I help people to track where that voice comes from.
Okay, I see.
So that we can ask that voice to please, step aside. If it makes sense.
All right, Eliza. Thank you so much for your time. I think that
Thank
was so
you.
much helpful.
Yeah.
I'll
It
stay
was
in
a
touch with
blessing
you.
to meet you, Blessing. Yeah.
I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for connecting.
Yeah, and good luck to all your listeners and good luck to yourself.
Thank you, Lisa. I'll keep in touch with you.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day.
Same to you. Bye.
Bye.